Hey everybody, it's Chad, Nobody Else's Auto, 7:30 Sunday evening, new time slot. Looks like most of you pretty much remembered that. Buick Man's here, Kevin Brown's on, Glenn's here, Alex Kalish here. My comments are a little bit blocked here the way the cameras are rigged up, so please bear with me. Dad's here, Bill Disc, Bill Wagaman, GDP. Glad you guys are all here and with us. I am on Facebook, I think. We'll see if it's got any sound. It did set up tonight. We'll see if we get any sound over there for you guys on Facebook. But obviously, like I said, we've got a special guest in-house tonight. Excited about that. But before we get too far into that, a couple things I want to cover. Sebastian's back. But real quick, obviously, Kevin L's here. Charles is here with us. Austin made it tonight. Like I said, I'm trying to look around the camera, so please bear with me. Got set up, so we got room to get our special guest in here. But real quick, obviously, Jim made it tonight. A little bit of housekeeping as always. Please double-check autocorrect before you hit send. If I can't make out your comment, I will skip it. I try to catch most of them, but I will skip them if I can't make them out. If you're on the Nobody Show Facebook page, in theory, if Facebook is working and you're on the Nobody Show page on Facebook, I cannot see those comments. This is a shared video from the Nobody Else's Auto page, so you'll need to be on that page or the Nobody Show YouTube channel to comment, participate in the auctions, etc. Greg's here with us. Number one's here. Joe's on. And Joe says no sound to get on Facebook. Well, I guess that answers that. So we may just end up killing Facebook anyway. So appreciate that, Joe. Thanks for letting me know. As always, occasionally we get trolls. We've got some admins on to help with that now, but if we see them, you guys do a great job making sure that they are not welcome. And ads, we are dealing with ads. I try to kill as many of them as I can, but sometimes some of them do sneak through. Balin Wire made it. Matt's here for just a bit. Loader Mike's on. Jason Bradshaw, glad you guys all made it back for tonight's chat. Real quick, one thing I want to throw out there. Yep, no sound on Facebook. So, okay. Hold on. Let me throw something up here, and we'll end up shutting Facebook down. Or we might leave it up there if people want to watch, but okay, I put a note up there. Tractor Mike is here. Bad internet at Mom's. Well, at least we're glad you're here. Scott's on with us. Alan's here. Real quick, I'm glad Tractor Mike is on with us. One thing I wanted to let you guys know real quick. I mean, obviously, Tractor Mike, important part of what we do here. Absolutely our leader of Poor Decisions, which we love him for that. You know, definitely one of my best friends and a friend to all of us and a great supporter and an integral part of what we do here. Tractor Mike had a rough week this week. His appendix ruptured on Monday. He was in the hospital most of the week. Fortunately, they caught it, got everything taken care of, and and he's back home resting. But super rough week for Tractor Mike, so we want to be thinking about him and throwing some support out there for him. At least they caught it. That can be a really, really bad deal, but fortunately, he's on the path back. So. Scott jumped over to YouTube and can hear us good. Bert's Adventures made it. So anyway, please keep Tractor Mike in your thoughts. And he is hanging out with us tonight. But, man, talk about a tough week. And don't wish that on anybody. So anyway, Briggs made it. So anyway, everybody's probably wondering, who's the special guest? We're kind of set up wonky. We got a space right here. Obviously, we know it's not Tractor Mike, but he's home recovering. But without further ado, what's the John? What did Doc Severinsen used to play like? Whatever that was or whatever. Welcome our special guest, Pete Winters. Pete's here with us tonight.
Heather. I know. I'll talk to you after the show. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
I'm sure Heather Thomas is really worried about you.
She is. Hey, everybody.
Pete even brought a styling hat to the show tonight.
Yeah, I think this needs to be a tradition. Tractor Mike and Chad have worn Santa hats, and I think they wore one time some hubcaps and some. Didn't you wear like those derby?
Oh, those Pinewood or those
Pinewood
soapbox derby helmets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you come and you're a guest here, you have to wear a hat.
Kevin the 5th. As far as I know, I should be. Just give me a shout. I think I should be around. So, yeah, Pete's here going to hang out with us tonight. And like I said, comments are scrolling pretty good. Bear with me. I'm trying to catch them as I can with the cameras in the way, trying to set up for 2 people. We have to change the format every time we've got somebody here. Texas Fits all made it back again tonight. Glad you're here. So we're trying to catch them as we see them. It's just a little bit tricky the way we've got the camera set up tonight. But Pete had to come to town. You had a mission.
Yep. As always, Chad, we always get in trouble when Chad's involved.
Hey, Tractor Mike ain't even here. How can you be calling him saying we're going to get in trouble?
Thought I was going to have to sleep in the truck last night. My wife was like, if you come home with another vehicle, she's probably watching, by the way.
Well, you got a trailer behind your truck.
Yes, I do.
Whiskey Business made it back tonight. I haven't seen you in a while. Glad. Hope this time slot works a little bit better for you. There's our ads. See, there's our ads. That's where our ad warning pops up. Pete was asking where to see our ad warning, so we got that batch killed. Jeff from Ottawa, you look like Apollo Creed.
That's right. You can tell that this has been in storage a while, but Uncle Sam would probably be embarrassed. But, yeah, Apollo Creed. That wouldn't be somebody bad to look like.
I don't think you're a boxer, dude. You didn't bring any promos with you, though, did you?
No, I did bring you something, though.
You did?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, whenever you're ready for that, we can put a little teaser out there for you.
Okay. I guess. Well, why are you here anyway? Everybody's wanting to know why you're here.
Well, so some of you, I can't remember. I don't think I put it on the Facebook, which, by the way, let me say, that Facebook group is great. I am anti-Facebook. I don't have any friends on there, nothing. The only reason I got Facebook was for the Nobodies page.
Vehicle, that's right. That's exactly right.
And it's awesome. But anyway, those of you that follow me on YouTube might have seen, because I gave Chad a little shout out on there, that we are building a photography thing for my wife where she's going to have people from around the community come and take pictures in the fall and such. And I have a 49 Chevy pickup, but it doesn't have a bed because she wants a flatbed. Well, guess who has a flatbed?
So he claims he's just taking a flatbed back tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how I can put the flatbed on there and put that El Camino on top.
We could stack some pallets in the back of the El Camino and set the flatbed on top of the pallets so it doesn't touch the El Camino.
Yeah, we got straps.
John's here with us. So anyway, that's what we're getting, right? So you're actually getting a flatbed for your wife for her setup.
Yes. She wants to be taking pictures by this fall.
Martin's here with us. I got your money orders yesterday, Martin. Kenny's here. So anyway, we're going to get that loaded up tomorrow and see whatever else ends up on this trailer.
Yay.
Ken from Michigan. So anyway, I think what I want to know, and probably what all the other inquiring minds want to know, is what did you bring with you? That's what I'm excited about.
Okay. Give me a second.
All right. Let's see if I can catch some comments. Jason Bradshaw is trying to get in. Hit the questions, Jason. Zach is on right now. He can probably get you in if you catch the questions. Okay. I'm trying to catch most of them. There's a lot going on tonight. So, all right. Pete's got good stuff. I'm excited. Okay. I'm excited.
So, not to belabor this, but there is quite a bit of stuff. My wife, also one of her side gigs is, she has 3 side gigs, is that she has a trailer, and it's called Winters Farmette and Gardens. If you want to go look at it, I don't expect you to follow her or anything. Chad does because he likes what she makes. But she bakes, she puts, she cans, and she puts all this stuff on there, and people come by and buy it. It's all on the honor system. It's pretty cool. So
she does all this work and all this stuff. So why does she put up with you? Why does she need you around?
Probably the money. I don't know. No, she is independent. So she made this for you. Well, really for Shayla. I don't know how much you'll eat that. But those are sourdough loaves.
These look awesome. I'm a bread fan.
Well, you're going to love those.
Should I eat these now or?
Sure. Just take a hunk out of them. And then I'll take this back and you can open this. She gave you all that stuff.
All right. I got to check this thing out. It's like a box. Okay, let's see here.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, that's actually the box that the Walmart drone delivers in. We're a test market for the Walmart
This
drone.
is a Walmart drone box?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah. That's how they deliver.
Okay. All right. I don't really care about a drone box. Ooh, I don't know what's in here. Salsa. Oh, these look good.
Sweet pickles.
Sweet pickle. I don't know where I'm going to start here, actually. Barbecue sauce.
Yeah, she makes her own barbecue sauce.
Green pickles.
Greek. Yeah.
Greek.
They're hot and spicy and all that kind of stuff.
What's cowboy candy?
So that is good for burgers. It's jalapenos and lunchbox peppers. Just you'll have to try it. I won't eat a burger without it anymore.
And jalapeno jelly.
That's the stuff that women put on the cheese, cream cheese for a dip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She's got her own labels and all this. This is like all fancy and whatnot.
Yeah.
I mean, check that out.
Yeah.
So why she put up with you?
I really don't know.
Okay.
I got
I'm
lucky.
starting to wonder.
Because she's way better looking than I deserve too. So she's talented. She makes her own money and she cooks. So.
Okay, so you guys all just realized what happened. Pete plans on buying another car tomorrow.
Yeah. And then, Chad,
There's more?
the coup de grace. Is that how you say it?
I don't know. I'm going to try to.
And I know these ain't going to make it through the show because you.
Oh, these ain't going to make it through the next 30 seconds. Peanut butter. Okay.
They're good.
I'm amazed this box made it here today. Actually.
I drove 6 hours and did not touch them.
Okay, guys.
And I'm a big boy. I have a problem with that.
Pete drove 6 hours, and these actually got here.
Yeah. Of course, she told me not to touch them. But see, the other thing is I follow the rules. So that's probably why I do well.
They were very good cookies. I'm going to be rude and eat in front of you because they're very good cookies.
But anyway,
I actually need a beer now.
Thanks for indulging me. Actually indulging him because he is a pitiful beggar.
Just because you got a text at 9:30 last night with a picture of your wife's food trailer saying, "What are you stealing on the way out of the driveway tomorrow morning?" doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. I pick up on hints. I'm good. I wish I could read all these. I see my name.
Well, there's one right there. You outkicked your coverage. We already figured that out.
Ain't no lie. Who said that? They are
JP.
Yeah, you need to go buy a lottery ticket. You nailed that one.
I know we missed some of the comments because we've been having a lot of fun here, and I'm eating cookies. But okay, these are really good cookies. So
just need a glass of milk. Bill Disc says
that or a beer. Believe it or not, I like to drink beer with cookies almost as much as milk.
Bill Disc, you should have seen the Hot Wheels at Springfield Swap Meet. I ain't never seen so many Hot Wheels.
Zach wants to know where to get some of this stuff. It's Winters Farmette is the Facebook page, isn't it?
Winters Farmette and Gardens is her, or I don't know. Where it's Winters Farmette. If you type that in,
it'll find it.
It'll find it. But she's on Facebook and she's on Instagram, and we'll try to send you something. She's not mailing stuff right now, but you want to try it, we'll get it your way.
When all of her orders come in for this, she'll be mailing stuff.
Yeah. Pretty good peanut butter cookies, aren't they?
I am amazed he's made it here today.
You need to put them somewhere, or you don't
No.
want me to? Well,
I need to put them right in my mouth. Here, you ought to have one, though.
No.
You had to drive here all day.
That's fine.
You should have one. You had to drive here all day with these in your truck.
It'll be in my beard and all sorts of stuff. I'll be picking them out in the middle of the night, eating them.
They're good cookies.
Next month's raffle prize.
We can do
Okay,
that.
Chad can't eat anymore.
See, John said they wouldn't have made it to the end of the block. He drove 6 hours with these things in his truck.
Yeah, 6 hours.
Yeah, you need to take over. I'm eating.
You're trading cars for baked goods? Well, he didn't tell me that. Woo!
Yep, I remember you, Sebastian, but it's been a while since you've been back. Oh man, these are good cookies. We got a show or something going on, don't we?
Yeah, I think they're just like watching you eat. It's like one of those fetish camcorder things. I'm only 2 hours. That's right, Kevin L. Kevin L. I drove right through Tulsa on this morning, and I'll drive right back through tomorrow. If I'd have known, if Chad would give me one cookie, I'd stop and give it to you.
You can have a cookie. I told you.
No, for Kevin L.
I'm fine with the cookie. These are outstanding cookies, though. But look her up, Winters Farmette. Well worth it.
And this is not a sales pitch. This is not why I did it.
No, she was just nice enough to do this. Did she at least give you some cookies yesterday?
So, Austin, you went and looked at the Facebook. Did you see the trailer that I built her? Like a 60, I think it was a 65 Chevy pickup trailer.
These are really good. We got to get back to work, but I'm eating cookies.
Yeah. Thanks, Austin. Took me a long time to do that. I'm an accountant by trade, guys. Not a carpenter or a automobile mechanic. So anything that I do like that is self-taught.
Yep, I am speechless because I'm eating cookies. We probably better put these cookies somewhere else because I will just keep eating cookies. We won't have much of a show tonight. Those are very good cookies, though. Okay. John went looking for some. He found some of his own peanut butter. So, well, huge shout out to Carrie for taking good care of us. I have no idea how you drove up here and all that food survived, but
I was busy, man. Doing 80 miles an hour, pulling a 14-foot trailer. I was busy.
So those are amazing. Holy cow, those are good. Anyway, what was your crumb? That's good too. Okay. David's here with us. What else we got going on? Lots of hearts. That's awesome. I'm catching the comments a little bit later because I'm catching them when they get scroll past the cameras on some of this stuff.
Halfway up the page.
Yeah. Okay, so as we move forward, if you guys have questions for Pete or whatever, throw them out there. We're going to work through the rest of this just as kind of a normal show. Just Pete's going to be here for his input and hanging out, and this fly's going to die. Whatever it is, mosquito, something like that. But so we're going to go ahead and keep moving forward. Throw questions out there for Pete. He'll comment, be part of the chat tonight. I told him just like when Tractor Mike or anybody else is here, jump in if you got something or whatever. He already showed up with an awesome hat, so there's bonus points right there. So we'll go ahead and start moving forward. We got a few things to talk about, a little bit of new inventory to talk about. Promo model, we'll do badges and caps. I got piles of auction stuff. going to be a good time tonight. So anyway, let's go ahead and start moving. Oh, excuse me. That's right, Buick, man. That's true. You guys are probably getting thirsty. I'm sitting here too busy eating cookies. We're forgetting about badges. There you go. How about that? Double shot.
Whiskey Business wants one of those cookies.
They're good cookies.
How far away are you, man? You have to fight Chad for them.
I'm sure she could. She's gonna have to open up mail order now.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't know if she's watching or not, but she's probably crying right now because she is a busy woman.
She's probably watching, seeing if anybody's trying to influence you into bringing stuff home you're not supposed to be bringing home.
I was just kidding about the El Camino. Is Pete allowed to bid on the auction tonight? Only if I stand here in front of the clock and watch when you bid, Austin.
We've actually got that figured out. We've got a plan for that to keep it fair for everybody. So we'll get to that. But he does want to participate in the auction, so we do have a plan to keep it fair for everybody. Mary's here with us. So, but anyway, moving forward, obviously we're in our 7:30 time slot. Let's do this for a few weeks. You guys let me know what you think. It seemed to be the sweet spot, not too late, not too early. So we're going to roll with it, and we'll see what kind of feedback we get. But so far as when we've talked about this switch, everybody was very positive towards it. So we're going to see how well it works. So we're going to roll with 7:30 and see what everybody thinks and see if it works out a little better and gets a little bit better balance in things.
Glenn says he can be here in an hour for the cookies.
That's all right. We got some to share. But a couple of other things. Did talk to our good friend Jim Wicks last night. He said Monterey was a great week. Had a blast at Monterey Car Week. He did buy some cool stuff at Mecum for some of his clients. And I say cool stuff, I'm talking like big block Corvette. I think it was a 66 big block Corvette Roadster, Hemi Cuda. He bought some pretty cool stuff. He bought 6 or 8 cars at Monterey. He will be at Auburn this weekend. He is planning on going to Auburn for the auction there as well as the swap meet in Auburn, Indiana. And he will be at Dallas the week after that. So if any of you guys see him, be sure to say hi and catch up with him for a minute and let him know that we appreciate all of his knowledge and help on everything we do here. So that's what he's got going. F&E Collector Auto Auction, the one that Chris Froschner with Car Auction Real Estate and myself do, September 28th this year. We are starting to crank on that. There is some stuff starting to hit the website. I've got to get on that. I've not been on top of that the last couple of weeks that I should have been. We've got just over a month out, which is when we start getting busy anyway. Most people don't list until you get 4 or 5 weeks out, up until, of course, some people list the day before, but that happens. But just thrashing on this building deal, trying to come up with the cash to pay for this building, and have not been paying attention as much as I should be to the F&E Collector Auto Auction. So definitely going to be on that. Cookie Monster, that's right. I am a Cookie Monster. When it comes to those cookies, I am a Cookie Monster. Are we auctioning cookies tonight? No.
JP says he can be here in 20 minutes. Man, food is what motivates.
Yeah. So be sure to check out the website, feclassiccarauction.com, and keep an eye on that. It is, like I said, September 28th. Would love to have some of you guys out here. Tractor Mike is planning on being here. Rico and Jess usually come out. It's always a great time. So put it on your calendar. Cindy made a comment on Facebook. Maybe we've got sound. Maybe we got sound at Facebook now. I don't know. We do have ads coming on YouTube, though. So hopefully our sound is back on Facebook. Who knows? I don't trust that system anymore. So,
Cindy, can you hear us on Facebook?
Yeah, because we haven't had any sound over there in a while. So, so put that on your calendars, guys. Let us know if you're going to be here. and it's always a lot of fun. And Tractor Mike's always good for a good time. So Loader Mike will be around. A lot of you local guys always show up and hang out. If you guys want to come into town, it's always a lot of fun. Hubcap Robert MCs the event, does all the vehicle descriptions, does an amazing job. Don't know if Jim Wicks is coming up this year or not. He did 2 years ago. Last year we were on the same day as Mecum Indy, so he couldn't come. We typically are the first weekend in October. This year the first was like on a Tuesday. So we had to go either like the 28th or like the 5th. The 5th was Mecum Indy, so we backed up a couple of days, and we're going on September 28th this year. So, yeah, the 57 Ford video, that was fun to do. That's a neat car. And it had a lot of calls on that car. I think he still got it. I've had several people call me and get his number on that one. So, oh, okay. Cindy's watching on YouTube, commenting on Facebook. Okay.
That's creative, man.
Yeah. So, okay. So put that on your calendars. Keep an eye on the website. Keep an eye on the YouTube channel. We will be starting to feed content on YouTube and Facebook as well. But looking forward to another good year. Always have a lot of fun, and it would be awesome to see some of you guys out here for that weekend. One other thing I want to cover, since Pete's here, we talked about this a little bit prior to the show. And I've talked to a few others of you about it as well. And the gathering of the nobodies, we did it in April of last year. There seems to be pretty positive response to do it again. So we are tossing some ideas around there. Obviously, Pete was a big help in putting that together. Rico and Jess came out first thing Friday morning to help clean up and get set up and ready. Zach's driving 24 hours for cookies. Think she made some cookies for the gathering?
I guarantee she would.
Ooh,
She loves it. She loves to cook.
that could put the gathering to a new level.
Yeah.
So, as of right now, it looks like based on the feedback we've been getting, we will plan on doing another gathering of the nobodies next spring. Some of the feedback that we did get after the last one is going to be, I think, implemented into what we do here. I think it's some good ideas. There was a few people and part of the problem we had a bunch of people that backed out last minute that threw us off on trying to do lunch and things like that. There were a few comments on some of the feedback about charging a nominal fee just to help cover some of the food. So we're thinking like $15 or something. And that's not for me. That's just to help, if my friend does, my buddy does lunch for us, things like that. And also to kind of get a better idea of who is serious about coming. And, and that way we know you're serious. I don't want it to be expensive. We just got to help my buddy Mark out if he's going to do food for us and things like that.
And that food was fantastic.
He did a good job.
Oh my goodness, he did a great job. 15. That would be a cheap $15.
Yeah. And this is all preliminary. Nothing's locked in. We're just throwing some ideas out there. Buick Man did see those pictures on the Nobody's page. A lot of you guys are posting, just like Pete just mentioned. There's a lot of great stuff going up there, guys. So,
the stuff with the horses, that was amazing. I've never seen any of that actually work. Any of that equipment actually work.
So, we've got a video. I'll have a video coming up on that Mercury sometime soon, Bill. I just haven't gotten it shot yet. Dirty and his son want to come next year. Kevin Ells definitely wants to come. And along with that, we had about 25 people here from 7 states last spring. Based on how we did it, and I think it worked pretty well, but we can't have hundreds of people here. So if that's, as we start planning this, and we'll probably cap the attendance, and if we have enough feedback, we may end up doing another one in the fall. But Pete and I were talking. I've talked to Rico about this. Devin's here till he falls asleep. I actually talked to Devin. He's out on the rig. He does offshore drilling. Pretty interesting job. So he is actually out in the Gulf on a rig right now. Rusty Oakie's here. Yeah, Alan remembers the barbecue. Sounds good, John. So if we get a ton of response, I think we're probably going to cap it around 40. if we have a lot more people that want to do it, we may just have to schedule another one. Dates, I haven't decided. It'll probably be sometime in the same window. I think, we can't go much earlier than that, but we can't go much later than that. So sometime right at the end of April, mid to end April, something like that is what I'm thinking. Michael Gagola's here with us on Facebook. I don't know if you got any sound or not, but
but that we'll talk about those dates, because there were some folks that said that just flat doesn't work for them. They've got too much going on early. The later we could do it would be the best.
Yeah.
And maybe it wouldn't snow.
Yeah, big novel idea.
Who would have thought,
Yeah, 75 and sunny on Friday and 40 and flurries on Saturday. So Austin and his dad are coming back. So, like I said, this is just very tentative. Like I said, I've already gone over it some with Rico. I've talked to Pete about it. And for you guys that weren't here, and this is kind of why we have to manage it this way, Kenny wants to come, is what we did last year was I put Dad in one part of the yard, Pete in a part of the yard, Rico in a part of the yard. We may have one or two other guys that help us. And then the guys that have questions can go to them, and then they can get with me. Plus, I gave all those guys a can of WD-40 if somebody opened a hood and it wouldn't close. We don't want to just fold it over. So that worked out, pretty good having those guys scattered around for points of contact. And so I would imagine we'll do something similar to that this year, but that's also the reason why we kind of need to manage the amount of people. So
looks like Bill Disk is going to drive so he can take that Buick or the.
It was an Oldsmobile.
It was an
Oldsmobile, yeah.
But sounds like he's going to take it home.
Yeah, and that's right, Alex. That's another good point. It should be $25. He's a Big Mac's 15. That was definitely better than a Big Mac lunch.
Yeah, and it was pretty much all you could eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You noticed that.
I do not miss things like that.
So anyway, we will start. I mean, we're obviously well ahead of the curve, but based on the feedback of the guys and just the feedback we're getting right now of all you guys that want to come back, we will kind of start working towards that, here over the next several months. And obviously last year we didn't have this thing planned till end of January. Mm-hmm. By the time we had people who did want to come, and you and Rico and all your guys' schedules, and we literally just threw that together in about 60 or 70 days. So we'll, this year we'll plan a little ahead, give you guys more time to plan ahead. And, and that's something else we'll have to look at, some of the other big card events that are going on. But we'll see what happens. Just wanted to throw it out there so you guys know that we are thinking about doing it again and being a little further ahead of the curve this time so everybody can plan a little bit better.
I don't know if you can see it, but Whiskey had a good idea of putting a vote out there on the Facebook group, and that way everybody that knows of other events that might come.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And that's what's great about that Facebook page that Zach and Andy put together for us, that we can do some of that stuff on there and get some feedback. So we will probably, this is end of August, probably in October after the auction, we probably need to be thinking pretty serious about that.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind, guys. If Zach or Andy wants to put something together on the Facebook page to start getting some feedback put together, then, we can have that information when we get a little bit closer to that point. So this fly is going to die. In other words,
somebody said spray it with Windex. I don't know who that was, but that was a cool idea.
This ain't Windex, but I don't know where he went. There he is. He's flying too fast.
Just don't spray me in my eyes. It was Jeff, Kevin L. said.
I mean, that didn't do enough good. Except I
you cleaned your mouse off.
Cleaned the mouse off. Okay. All right. I guess we need to keep moving forward. New inventory, promo model, badges and caps. Just like we normally do, even though Pete's here. We're going to keep working through the show, and we're just going to get Pete's input as we keep moving forward. So that is a long haul from Maine, Bert. There's no doubt about it. The raffle drawing is next week, Tim. We'll get to that here shortly. All those red lines, and going to be given away next week, next Sunday night.
Ooh, Bert's he might challenge Bill Disk.
That would be a toss-up.
That would be.
And when Rico and I talked at the Springfield Swap Meet last week, he was already gathering stuff for that trophy.
Uh-huh.
And we had some pretty cool stuff already.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what brought this up with Pete being here, because Rico and I talked about it last weekend at the Swap Meet. So that's kind of where we're heading with things. Hey, why don't you take care of that?
Well, I don't drink, so I forget about that stuff. Boom, 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 boom.
You guys might be in trouble. It was last spring, Jeff. April 20th of just this last spring, 6 months ago or whatever, 5 months ago, 4 months ago, what I don't know. It all kind of blurs together. But we'll kind of see. We'll start putting that information together. Nate hopes to make it. That'd be great if you could. And we'll start getting some info out there. Like I said, if you guys want to throw some stuff up or start posting some info to the Facebook page, and we'll start putting some of that data together and see what's going to work. So anyway, moving on. New inventory. What came in this week? Had a couple things I picked up this week. Sounds great, Zach. That's awesome. I always appreciate your guys' help on that. Picked up one that doesn't seem that old, but it's almost 40 years old now. 1985 Grand Marquis. I don't know if those are ever going to be collectible, but it was still a V8 rear-wheel drive car. It's a complete car. It's not crashed or banged up or anything, so I'll put it out in the road. You never know. As well as a 55 Chevy 1.5-ton truck came in. I got a lot of stuff to get going on this week, so we should have a lot of new inventory to talk about next week, but got to get some of that stuff picked up. But did have a few things come in this week, so Bill Dis still likes his trophy. So.
Yeah, we need to see a picture of where you displayed that. I don't think I've seen that yet.
He can post that on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
You should post your trophy on the Facebook page where you got it sitting at. So, all right, promo model. Time for the promo model. This is one that I actually did get from Pete a couple months ago when I bought those promos from him.
Why did I sell those to him? And then he shines them up and makes them look even better.
You can't afford rubbing compound?
I guess not. Let's go ahead and do it.
All right. And this is a cool one. This actually is one of my favorite ones that I did get from Pete because it's a wagon, which is always awesome. And it's kind of an oddball wagon, which is even cooler. The 1961 Rambler station wagon. Check this one out. Two-tone blue, kind of a lighter blue on the body, metallic dark blue on the roof, as well as in the side inserts. These stickers on the side of it, I think, were added. I don't think those are supposed to be there. It is missing one taillight lens, but the bumpers are not broke off. The front bumper's still all intact. On the bottom of this, it's there again. There's no detail on the bottom of this one. Some of them, they at least had stuff cast in it. This one's just basically flat. This is a Johan, I believe. Yep. On the 1961 Rambler station wagon, all original tires, hubcaps. The glass is a little bit wonky in it. It's got some cracks and scuffs in the glass, but it's a wagon. It's a Rambler. It's cool. It's blue, and it's different, and that's what I like about it. Nice shiny.
Yeah, that's what I liked about it.
It's rubbing compound, man.
I didn't even know you could do that to those. Pete, what were you thinking? Thanks, Kevin L. Thanks for your support. This is supposed to be a support group.
Yeah, that's why everybody says it's a nice wagon. Everybody loves it too. So, I don't have Venmo dirty. I have PayPal friends and family, or check, money order, Western Union. PayPal friends and family is the only thing I've got electronic, and that information is in the description part of the video. So, Brett's here with us, joining us from Florida. We're killing John. We're killing John worse than we're killing you.
Yeah.
And you're kind of upset.
Yeah. Well, you should see me when I'm at home and you're going over these. I actually cry.
So cool little promo tonight on the 1961 Rambler station wagon in two-tone blue. put that away over there before I put it in my shelf. It's over on the other side of Pete.
Great.
All right. Let's catch some badges and caps. Do a little story time. Talk about the raffle. Tonight on badges and caps. Reach in front of Pete here. We'll start off early with a super killer cap. This is a beautiful grease cap. Amazing detail. Nice and clear. Not banged up. From the Standard of the World. Yes. Check out this caddy. I love these old caddy grease caps and emblems. Literally, they literally put Standard of the World right on the cap. No doubt about it. Nice detail. You look at all the fine. Look how finely all the detail. You can see the ducks in the crest on this thing. And this is just on a grease cap. Pretty good sized one. Internal threads like most of these are. Across the back, this thing's 4.5 inches across the back. The crest area where the hex part is, obviously not near as big. 2.5 across this hex. So this is 2.5 across here. So that gives you an idea how big this is. And look at the detail in the crest and the emblem on that thing. Pretty amazing. Not sure on the exact year. I just grabbed it out of the box. I was like, that's pretty cool. And
so would that have gone like on a wire wheel or something? Is that why it's so big?
I don't know if it was a wire wheel or a wooden wheel. I don't know. I never was able to match it to anything. I just thought it was cool. So I bought it.
Good plan.
It usually works for me. Yeah, Dirty, that's PayPal's fine. So like I said, I'm trying to catch the comments best I can. So just bear with me, guys. I got to catch them when they scroll up. But moving up a few decades into the 50s, and that's a beauty there. Look at that.
Yeah, I'm digging that.
For our Mopar fans, John sitting there eating cookies. And then we throw a Rambler at him. We got to kill more ads.
I'm glad you see that. That's kind of hard to see.
Okay, perfect. So Michael is watching on YouTube and commenting on Facebook as well. So we can leave that up. That's good. I'm glad some of you guys are able to do that. So this is a beauty for our Mopar fans. Our Plymouth fans, obviously, the Plymouth, the ship. And this is so cool. It's a smaller piece. It's a horn button. And it's smaller in diameter, which there again makes the detail stand out even more. This thing is only 2 3/4 across. The entire thing is only 2 3/4 across. But look at the depth of that ship in that button. Chrome ring on the outside. It is concave on the inside with that gold ship down in there. When we look on the back, we see where it's all cast in there. The actual shape of the ship is cast into the plastic with a stainless ring around it. It's a beauty. So that's what we've got for caps and badges tonight. Cadillac grease cap and the Plymouth horn button. All right, let's see here. Peach.
I can't stop, man.
I hope your wife isn't on. So, yeah, that's right, Brett. I know what you're saying. Brian's here. Glad you're here. So anyway, a couple of cool pieces tonight. How about a little story time? We're going to catch story time. We're going to talk about the raffle, and boom, Pete's going to nail you guys with that. You got to get primed up for the auction.
Yeah. Maybe half of them will pass out so I can win. I don't know. I think there's some serious drinkers on this channel, though.
Okay. Let's catch the story time real quick. One of the cars that Dad had years and years ago as well as the file on that car. This one's a pretty short car, pretty short file. All right, let's see if I can catch them here. People are trying to bid on stuff that ain't for sale. They're coagulating up the chat here. Okay, this next car, obviously we looked at some of these cars that Dad did a ton of work to. You know, cars that were 5-6 years old doing valve jobs on and things like that. This next one, pretty cool car that actually didn't need much work. So we got a short file on this, which is good. We're running a little bit behind on time tonight. So we'll squeeze this one in on this car that Dad had in 1979. Now, in 1979, that's when we moved to the house where Mom and Dad live now. I was like 4 and a half, so I don't remember a lot of this old house. But when they sold the other house, which is where the single-car garage was, we showed you guys pictures of, part of the payment on the house, he took a car in trade. Now, obviously, they were buying another house, so he had to flip this car quick and get the cash back out of it to make this deal all flow. So what he did is to make the first house deal happen, freshen up the car, flip the car to make the next house deal happen, was this 1976, didn't F-body in honor of you,
I don't think I could let it go.
Trans Am. When you got to buy a house, you don't have much choice.
Hey, you can live in a car.
Dude, there ain't a lot of room in these.
How many kids were there?
Well, I was 4 and a half. My sister would have been 2.
2 kids. You can live in a Trans Am.
So this 1976 Trans Am, now remember, this was summer of 79. So this was a 3-year-old car. And it was in pretty good shape. It did not need a lot of work. But real quick, we're going to go through the file on this Trans Am. You can hold the Trans Am picture. And we'll look at Dad's file on what he did to this car. Not much on this one, since it was pretty much a new car. But that's what's great. We've got all these old tickets, all this stuff that we look at in story time. We've got all these old tickets on. And fortunately, that car didn't need much because it had to go quick. It had to go quick to buy the other house, build the shop out back. He bought some new moldings and emblems. 2 emblems, $9.09. You can't buy many emblems for $9 anymore.
No.
Must have had to do a little bit of touch up on it because he had a pint of paint, which obviously paint and body supplies are something we talk about on here a lot.
Do we know what motor was in it, they're asking?
I'm sure that was a 400 car. Now, the car obviously is a shade of red, and we all know what red paint costs in today's world. How about this pint of red?
Oh, my gosh.
$6.25 for a pint of red, 19 cents for sales tax, $6.44 for a pint of red paint to touch it up. Dad said that car was like new, so it was pretty nice. Didn't need much. Had to get some Pause Attraction lube for the rear end for $1.39. And that was about it. So a couple pieces of trim, a little bit of touch up, and it went down the road.
That is a sweet car.
So, but that's what's fun about this. That's what's great, since we've got all this old paperwork to go through. We've got the pictures, and having a ton of fun with that. I'm glad you guys still enjoy doing that. It's a trip back. You know, some of them are a trip down memory lane for me, but some of the stuff I don't even remember. I barely remember that car. I do vaguely remember it, but barely. But I was 4.5 years old, and that car wasn't around very long. It had to go down the road because we also, we kind of had to get a house.
That may have been your introduction to your F-body addiction.
No, that car is coming up.
Oh, okay.
That car is the next page.
No.
I was going to do that tonight, but that is going to take a ton of time because that's a big file and there's a lot of pictures. I know you would dig it, but it's going to take some time to do that one on this particular car here. There's a lot of
Wow,
paperwork
that is
there.
A lot of paperwork.
So this was what the I don't know if you can read that or not.
Nope.
Okay.
Can with these though. Oh boy.
But that was going to take a little time to do. We're going to need some more extra time to get into that one. So, anyhow, that's what we had for story time tonight. The 1976 Trans Am that was traded in on our old house. So let's talk about the raffle. Then we're going to get into some auction stuff. You want to grab me the raffle cans there?
Where are they?
Right there. You just about kicked them.
This one?
Turn around.
Oh, down here.
All right. Who's in this week in the Big Buick oil can? Just had a few of you get in this week. Tim B., Tim Broren, Matt Williams, and Dennis Chapman got in this week. So we got one more week left before we give away all of these killer red lines. And I hope a lot of you guys get in because I ain't even got my money back out of these things yet. So buy a lot of raffle tickets next month or next week. These things are hard to buy, and I had to pay up to get them. So I hope we sell a lot more raffle tickets before next week.
Starting immediately.
Like we talked about, we have 3 batches we are going to give away. The first name out of the Big Buick oil can is going to get these first 3, and there is a button for the splitting image. The next 2 names will get their first name. For the next game, we'll get their choice out of these 2 pairs. Third name will get the last set. These are all original late 60s, early 70s era red lines. Nothing in package. 1 button coming with the grand prize, but these are all real deal, pretty decent paint. Some very good paint on the better ones. The rest of them are at least decent paint, which is super hard to find for as thin as the paint was on those. So that's what we've got. Giving them away next Sunday night. So be sure to get in on those things. And good red lines are tough to find. So I'm sure Bill Disk could agree with that, being a Hot Wheel nut like he is. Same with Bill Wagland. But we should at least give away an emblem or 2 out of there, shouldn't we? You want to grab an emblem out of there?
Do you want me to pick just any old emblem?
Yeah, just reach in there, grab an emblem, and I'll reach in here and grab a
I'll
name.
do that in front of everybody. Huh? Royal Monaco.
That's an actual metal one, isn't it?
Yeah, metal. Studs are intact.
Oh,
Shiny.
Dennis Chapman. I got Dennis Chapman's name. So we will put that out there for Dennis and add that to his next shipment. Like I said, these do not ship individually. They will ship with your next order, next auction winnings, raffle winnings, whatever. Kind of writing that on there. I'll put a piece of tape on it later.
You have that around here?
Yeah, here's one. I'll just put a piece of tape on it right now, or I'll forget.
You spelled Dennis P-E-T. I gotta try.
Yeah, I know. Yes, Sebastian, $1 per entry. All right. I actually put Dennis Chapman's name on it, spelled correctly, without a P.
John Sanderson's on.
Hey, John. So, should we give another one away real quick? Should we do 2 bonus drawings tonight?
Man, I can't do this backwards thing.
Takes a little getting used to, doesn't it?
You want me to pick this first?
Don't matter. We'll yank them at the same time here.
Another metal one. Ambassador. Got all the studs on it. All 4 of them. That's a nice emblem right there.
Oh, come on. Can't get narrowed down to one here. Let me get one name. long as it ain't Dennis. Dennis is out for tonight. What do we got here? Randy Ellenberger.
Woo!
Look what Buick Man been watching. What did you pull? Royal Monaco, cop brakes, cop engine. So let's put Randy's name on that one.
That's a nice emblem.
Yep.
Is this a viewer emblem?
Out of the
Viewer box
Yep.
emblem?
Yep, these are out of our last big viewer boxes. Huge shout out to that viewer for supporting what we do here and allowing me to share some of this stuff with you guys for your collection. All right, got Randy's name on there. Once again, Randy spelled without a P. And we'll sit that off the side. Oh, throw all this stuff back in it. Plus, Dennis and Randy right back into the can for the big drawing. Put those sheets in there so they're out of my way. And I guess that means we're ready for the auction, right? You guys ready for the auction? You ready for the auction? You got an auction looking hat on.
Are they going to let me play?
All right, guys, here's what we think we're going to do to keep it fair for Pete. Pete's going to go on the other side of the desk, and he'll be on his phone if he wants to bid. That way, he can't see the timer because the timer's right here next to the comments. Because that really wouldn't be fair if he seen 156 on the timer and seen a bid pop up. It'd be real easy for him to say, I'll give $52 instead of $50. So,
not that I would do that. Not to you guys. Maybe to some other guys, but not to y'all.
So as long as you guys are cool with that, Pete's going to be off camera just on the other side of the desk, and he'll be back around with us when we get after we finish the auctions. But I thought that would at least keep it fair for everybody. He will, if he does buy something, he will probably get it quicker than you guys because I just got to hand it to the other side of the desk. So, his time to receive will be much quicker. But
is his phone plugged into your? See, I'm not a tech guy. I don't know what that means, but if it makes me win, that's fine.
You're a numbers guy. You run numbers. So.
You see what he's at? Is his phone plugged into your?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Briggs says that's good. Well, I thought that was the safest way to do it. That way, because Pete does like to participate in the auctions. Now there is a massive pile over here, but there's enough stuff there for we do 12, 15, maybe 20 pieces a night at the most, and there's enough stuff there to do the next month's worth of Sunday nights. So he doesn't know what I'm going to grab until I grab it. So he can see this pile, but he doesn't know what I'm grabbing or when I'm grabbing it.
And it is a pile. I don't know how he decides what he's going to pull.
It's interesting. So you guys ready? Pete's going to scooch on over to the other side. I'm going to slide these auction boxes over here. And we'll get rolling. So let's see here. Can we trust Uncle Sam? And that's Sanderson. So good point. I like Jason's idea. Charge Pete expedited shipping because he's going to get it so fast.
We can do that.
No, Zach, you're still good. It's right here, buddy. You are good, Zach. If you need it, you've got it. So Gregory's there with us on Facebook. Hopefully, if you can't hear us, jump over to YouTube and you can hear us there.
Hey, is today the last day that they can use this old ticket?
Oh.
Has anybody?
Okay, let me start shuffling here.
I'm watching him to make sure there's no cramps.
Yeah. Pete's going to go grab the mustard if I end up rolled up in a ball on the floor. Okay. All right. Let's get ready to roll. I got my notepad out here. As always, I will hold up an item. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about that car. We'll point out any defects. We'll kill some more ads. As we're talking about it, as we're describing it, as we're giving you some dimensions on it, going over it, looking at it. If you're interested in it, please throw a bid in so I know that we've got some interest in that particular piece. After we get done with the description, we will put it on a timer. It will be right here on my phone. I will keep an eye on it right here. We will go 2 minutes. I will tell you when 1 minute's passed. I will tell you when 1 minute, 30 seconds has passed. Once I tell you a minute 30's gone and we're down to 30 seconds, depending on your delay, we may be just about over. So when I tell you it's a minute 30, if you're going to bid on that piece, it's time for your maximum bid. Everybody has a delay. Some people it's 5 seconds. Some people it's 30 seconds. We know you just never know. It depends on what you're using, your device, as well as your internet provider. But once I tell you a minute 30's gone, if you're serious about it, it's time to jump in on that piece. Everything tonight is small. Shipping in the 48 states will be included, except for Pete. Since he's got expedited shipping, we get to charge him extra. And we'll go ahead and get rolling. So, anyhow, let's give you a Hudson badge. I'm going to do some digging. Let's start. I tell you what, Joe asked about some of these. Start off with something kind of small. I got a couple more batches of these ready. We did one last week. You guys seem to like it. I put it over here, John. It's over here. It's over here. Pete was over there. And so, like I said, we'll start off with a few smaller pieces. I will read all the bids as I see them on the first few pieces so you guys can get an idea of what I'm seeing on my end versus what you're seeing on your end. We did a batch of these last week. Some of you guys thought they were pretty cool. I dug a couple more handfuls of them out on some of these old airplane pictures. There are 6 in this group. Billy Bowman's here. Starting off with this partial picture. I don't know what this is. It looks like they tried to take it in the air. It's just got part of the wing there. No, you can't use your golden ticket on the Rambler Wagon promo. These next couple, these are in flight, and it's a fighter, but I can't tell what it is. They're not real clear, but they're really kind of cool. There's 2 of these. Another one like late 60s era. This has a tail number on the back of this one, dated May of 69. That's the view as the guy fell out of the plane. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe he snapped that one on the way out. It's a good way to put it. And we've got 2 more in this batch. So that's what we've got. 6 of them in this group. If there's any interest in these, like I said, you guys asked for a few more, so we got a few more worked in. I don't know if you guys think these are cool or not, but that's what I got in this batch. So anybody, any takers on this batch of plane picks? Alex at 10. Not in this batch other than these fighters. No early warbirds in this stuff. There is some stuff in there. Just depends on what I decide to sell as far as some of the warbirds. So Alex at 10 on this. We get them all in screen here. All 6 of them, one-shot deal. We are on the timer. Alex starting us off at 10. Got my hands full of stuff to grab more stuff. Working away towards the 1 minute mark. Alex is our only player on these. I know some of you guys aren't big into planes, but some of you are. So we're throwing some in here. One minute gone, 1 minute left to go.
Sebastian knows his airplane.
Coming up on the minute 30 mark. Maybe Alex is our only guy on these. We'll see. Minute 30 gone. Alex been flying old aircraft for 30 years. So these are all right up your alley. Looks like these may be yours too, as well as the bundle from last week. Nope. Dirty at 20. Dirty at 20s. We're coming out of the end, down to the wire. Alex 22. And that does it. Alex at 22. Alex was quick enough to get back in there at 22. Cool pieces. All right, what should we do next here? How about a pair of plates? This is a rerun pair of plates from a few months ago, so we need to do these. These are a little bit rougher, good starter plates, but that's why we're selling them as a pair. From the great state of Ohio. Is Ohio a great state?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. More badges. There we go.
Mark said he hurt himself last week, so he's not been asking for them.
These are selling as a pair. It is a rerun from a few months ago. 1951 and 1955 Ohio. There is some of the white on the letters, but the base paint is pretty much gone on most of these. These were blue on the back side. They do still have some blue on the back. Bert started us off at 10. These are going as a pair. Like I said, the 51 has a little notch out of the bottom of it. The 55 is intact. These are roughly a standard size plate. Zach at 11. Yeah, there is a lot of salt in Ohio, so it's amazing these things are still intact. And these are 12 by 6 plates. So getting the pair, one bid, Bert's Adventures at 14, and we are live. All right. These are going as a set. Bert's at 14, ticking away towards that 1 minute mark, and I'm going to dig for what we're going to do next. I just ran over my shoestring. 1 minute gone. 1 minute left to go. Briggs, 15. Probably not going to happen, Brett. Mark's on iced tea tonight. There you go. Have another drink. Coming up on the minute 30 mark, Briggs at 15. You're getting the pair. Minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left to go. Bert, 17. A 2-for-1 deal. Coming out of the wire, Whiskey at 21. And that does it. Zach, Whiskey Business at 21. Sweet, Buick, man. We'll have to check that out after we get done. Martin came back at 22, just a little too late. All right. All right, we will squeeze a cap in here. This is a 60s era. It's kind of banged up a little bit. It's got some scuffs and scratches, but that's part of what tells its story on this Chevy cap. Dents and dings around here. We see some scuffs and scratches. The bow tie is nice and clear. Kind of looks like a bottle cap, like you could grab it and twist it off. It's a twist top type thing. This is a stainless cap. And it is 10.5 inches in diameter. Looks like Bert's starting us off at 17 on the Chevy cap. Let's get this thing going on the timer. And I'm going to kill more ads. And we're live and rolling. I need to be looking at what we want to do next if we're going to keep this show on the road. Kevin at 20. Alex, you said about picking that car up. I should be around. I'd have to look at the calendar, but I think I'm not going anywhere for the next few weeks. We should be able to make that work, Alex. Buick man getting thirsty. There you go. Upside down Hudson badge. We're getting fancy. One minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Kevin at 20. And there's that minute 30 mark. Kevin at 20, 30 seconds left to go. Bert, 22. Coming out of the end, about ready to wrap it up. And that does it. Bert at 22. Austin had a 25. That was about 2 seconds too late.
All the cookies and popcorn's making people thirsty.
All right, we haven't done a horn button yet tonight. This is kind of a different one. A little different than what we're used to. Yeah, well, I guess Austin figured out where his lag was at. This is kind of different. It was in that big box of horn buttons I bought. Not something we typically mess with, so I'm thinking maybe some of you guys might dig it. It's really cool. On this Jaguar horn button. Actually got the face of the cat in it. We can see some of the black paint has chipped off the back side of it. The gold on the cat's face still looks nice and clear. There's a crack right over here on this side. That is a small crack in the plastic. I would imagine you could probably repaint some of this black because the gold in the lines and the gold in the cat's face all still looks pretty good. I don't have any idea what year it's from. I don't know much about Jags. It was in that horn button box. Thought you guys might dig it. It is 3 1/4 across the back, 3 1/4 at the widest point. So basically it's 3 inches in diameter on the button. Yep, Gray Kitty going to be jealous. She's not even in here tonight. I think she didn't know what was going on. I was moving things around, reshuffled the office since Pete was going to be here, and I don't think she really knew what to think. We've got Dirty News at 30. So, yep, I saw it earlier, Dirty News. I just hadn't got that far yet. So I got Dirty News at 30, and we are live and on the timer on the Jag button. I don't know if it's worth $30 to $300 or $3. It's just cool, so. Let's see. That's a good idea. Put magnets on the back and put them on the shop fridge. One minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Dirty News at 30. Dirty News must have taken everybody out unless we got snipers out there. Glue to the golf cart steering wheel. Yep, I've seen that before. Zach at 31. Just past that minute 30 mark. A little under 30 seconds left to go. Dirty 33. Couple seconds left. About ready to wrap this up. And that does it. Dirty at 33. All right. Let's catch some literature. It's easy to keep shuffling in here because I got a pile of stuff here. How about something for our GMC truck fans? GMC in the News magazines. These are from around 1950 when you look at the pictures. These are 40. Let's see what doors these have on them. 48 to 50 is the era of these. There's going to be 2 of them. GMC in the News. These come from the Ernst Pontiac Company, La Crosse, Kansas, back in the late 40s. I'll give you a quick glance at these, but I won't show you all the stuff in them. But there's some great stuff in them. We're going to leave some of this for surprise for the new owners. But there's a ton of cool pictures in these. This one has, I don't see how many pages it's got. These are about 8 or 10 pages. They're not thick.
Is that a brochure or like a catalog? Or
I think these were like handout magazines in the news. I think these were like magazines that they would like hand out for promotional pieces. A few ads out there floating around. I seen that pop up and I didn't get it killed, so I knew some of you guys were going to get ads. Devin at 10. And the next one, here's the other issue. Car Guy at 12. Oh, Devin, there's something you're going to like here in this next one. Oil, where you find it. Check out these old GMCs on the old drilling rigs. So, pretty cool. You're going to get the pair of them. One price. Still have not, well, it says $150 and $450 down here in the very bottom of the tiny print. So call them $19.50 maybe on the pair of GMC in the news. Car Guy at 12, we're on the timer. Coming up on the 1 minute mark. One minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Devin, 15. There's Rich. Kenny, 17. Minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left to go. Balin Wire, 25. Few seconds left coming out of the end. Balin Wire, 25. And that does it. Balin Wire at 25.
Is Balin Wire the one that has all the magazines and stuff?
Yep. He's got a pretty extensive
He
collection.
wasn't in Springfield, was he?
No, I didn't see him there. Okay. Let's keep boogieing. Lots of cool stuff. How about a set of plates? Let's do a set of plates. If you're a Packers fan, you're going to love it because they're green and yellow. Joe's Classics made it tonight. How about an Auburn badge? 3 plates, 1 bid, 1 shot deal. Dealer plates from 1973. So D tags, not very common. 144K. 144L. And 144M. 3 consecutive D tags, K, L, and M. Yellow, green letters. All 3 of them, 1 shot deal. Bert started us off at 15. Kind of a cool set. All in order, been together for 50 plus years. Rolling tonight as a set. Going to be heading to one of your guys' collection here real soon. John at 16. Let me sit these down so I can start the timer. Tractor Mike at 20. 22, actually. On all of them. Pappy at 25. Waycamp at 25. Zach at 45. 71 Colorado plates. So I got a box of Colorado plates. We can see what we got here. Whiskey Business at 45. Got some ads popping up. Is that just you, Glenn, or do we got more? There's 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Okay, we're good to go. 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. All three, one bid. Zach at 45, Whiskey Business. Oh, okay, those are on the way, Kenny. Yeah, they've been shipped. Minute 30's gone, 30 seconds left to go. Whiskey Business at 45 on the set. Pappy 48. John at 46, but Pappy's got it covered at 48. Couple seconds left to go. And that does it. Pappy at 48. Briggs had a 50 and they're just too late. Little bit. John had a 49. Everybody was in there shooting, but it was too late. Pappy at 48. Okay. How about a big Chevy badge? I got a big Chevy badge right here. This is kind of different. We've never done anything like this before. We'll see if you guys like it. It's kind of faded out, but that's kind of what's cool. It's kind of like the pieces of the 53 Chevy that Zach cut out and sent to us. This is a grill ornament off of a 61 Chevy that's kind of faded and cracked and dinged up. Big Job made it. So what do you guys think of this? 61 Chevy grill ornament. This is a metal frame with a plastic insert. It's faded, it's cracked, it's chipped, but that's kind of what's cool about it. Burt 16. It's bigger than most of the emblems we do because it goes all the way across the front of the well, in the center of the grill. It's 17 and a half long, so it's kind of a statement piece. It has a slight V to it. It has a metal backing plate to it. And it's just the old original faded plastic with the bow tie in the middle of it. So we've got Burt at 16. So let's go ahead and roll with this one on the timer. This would have been from a 6-cylinder car. It does not have a V on it. If it were a V8, it would have the bow tie with the V. Or if it were a 348 car, it would have the rally flags. So, Burt at 16. Kevin at 20. Coming up. There's 1 minute gone. 1 minute left to go. Kevin at 20. Minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left. 26 was Zach. Coming out of the wire, about ready to wrap it up. And that does it. Whiskey Business at 26. All right, we having fun, guys? Ready to squeeze some more stuff in? How about another cap? I always thought this one was really cool. I love the sign, and I don't have the sign. It's a sign that I definitely would like to add to my collection at some point. Going back to the early 50s, this was definitely one of my favorite signs. I remember seeing them. In fact, I remember going to a dealership. We bought parts that still had one hanging back in the 80s. So I've always loved the sign. For the early 50s Oldsmobile when they had the globe on them. So this is an early 50s Olds cap, obviously super shiny. We can see the globe in there. Still see some of the old white paint around it. You really like Ed McMahon.
Huh?
Big Joe says you're like Ed McMahon. It does have some, it is scraped along this side. They drove up too close to something over here. But there again, that's part of the character. They didn't mess up the money shot right here, the globe. The back of this thing is nice and clean. Obviously super shiny. And it is about 10 inches in diameter, about a 10-inch in diameter cap. Lots of bids on this thing already. Let's get it on the timer and then sort through them. And it looks like Alex at 28 is our high bidder. Mike G, Bert, Kevin, Alex, everybody's all over this thing. It's a sharp cap. So we've got Alex at 28 right now. Working our way towards the 1 minute mark. One minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Alex at 28. Mary at 30.
That's the first we heard of Mary, isn't it?
She commented she was on. It's the first thing she's been bidding on. Alex at 35. Minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left to go. Devin at 40. Zach 41. Coming out of the wire with a few seconds left. Zach at 41. Dirty 42. Pete 42. And that's it. Dirty at 42. I had Dirty first. Kevin L at 45. I had Dirty at 42 at 200. That got interesting. Yeah, that is a sharp looking piece. So, yeah, they heard you. Mary's bid had a bid there too, got hung up. All right. How about a can? We haven't done many cans lately. This is a beauty. I'm sure I've got it, or I would not be selling this. That's amazing. I did get some good cans at Springfield Swap Meet, but I've got good money in these things, guys, so help me out on them. Some good actual metal cans. So, and I think you guys are going to dig it. We've done one or two similar to this over the years, but this is a beauty. It's, I believe, 60s era. It is new, still full. I will drain it if we have to ship it on this Texaco Texamatic Type F. You see the seal over here from when they sealed this metal can for Ford built automatic transmissions and power steering unit for our Ford fans. Michael made it. Still sealed on the top, still sealed on the bottom. This did come from Springfield. So this is a beautiful can. It is 2.5 across, 6 1/8 tall on this Texaco. Devin starting us off at 15. It's got a few scuffs and scratches from sitting around, but overall, this thing is amazing. It is, Michael. It is brand new. It's still full. Like I said, I'll have to drain it if I ship it, but it's a beautiful can. Actually, I got this with a sign that I bought, and I paid too much money for the sign, so I have to sell the cans. So, Alex at 22 as we hit the timer, and away we go. But not perfect, but just about as good as you're going to get, because I think it is 60s era.
Looks dang perfect.
It's got some scuffs over here on the backside. Yeah, you're right, Devin. Some of those cans are in that kind of window. Kind of crazy to think, but yeah, some cans are getting that crazy. Alex at 22 as we come up on the 1 minute mark. One minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Alex, 22. And there's that minute 30 mark. What's going to happen? This one might get interesting. It's been awful quiet. Alex at 22. It's got to be worth more than that because it's beautiful. But we're going to find out here shortly as we're ticking away and ticking away and ticking away. Coming down to the wire. And that did it. Alex at 22. Okay. Oh, we got a ton of cool stuff here. We got to do some license plate, guys. I got some killer plates. So, in fact, I'm going to do a plate now that it's been laying here for a couple weeks. That's where it's going, Alex. Yep, I won't drain it. It'll go into the box. This plate's been laying here for a few weeks. I've really debated as to whether I was going to sell it or not. I checked with Addie. She's like, it's okay. Let's go ahead and sell it. And I was like, okay. We'll go ahead and do it. It's beautiful. It is used. It was bolted on. We've never done one like this before. I don't know that I've ever seen one like this before. 1968 Ford County, which is Dodge City, Boot Hill, travel trailer. We've never done a travel trailer plate. It's been used because we can see where it was screwed on, but it is original. That's original paint, original stick. This is a sticker. The trailer over here is embossed. We can see it on the back. And it's got a travel trailer sticker across the bottom. Something completely different. That's why I've been debating about whether I was going to show it to you guys or not. But because I was seriously thinking about keeping it. But it's so cool. It's so different. And obviously you guys like it too, because there's already a slug of bids. So let's get this thing on the timer and see where we're at. And Zach comes out swinging at 45. Lots of $20 to $30 bids. Zach at 45. Mary at 50. Yeah. They probably put it on, took the camper to the lake twice that year, and then got a new tag the next year. But the backside looks just about as good. So it's cool. And the fact that it's a low number too, 15 two-digit number travel trailer. This thing pretty much has everything going for it. Mary at 50. New ones aren't that nice yet. Just past that 1 minute mark, just under a minute left with Mary at 50. Briggs, 52. Yep, Nick, it's kind of got everything going for it. Briggs at 52 as we hit the minute 30 mark. 30 seconds left. Zach, 60. Just about ready to wrap it up. And that does it. Whiskey Business at 60. Yep, Bert, if you send extra, just put in there and let me know. How much is for the raffle, and we can sure put it in there. Not a problem. Yeah, it's a great piece. Like I said, it's been laying here for a few weeks for me trying to decide what to do with it. So that's what I'm guessing, Kenny. We got a few more killer plates tonight, too. We'll see if we get that far. I want to mix some other stuff in, too. Don't want to do just strictly those, but how about another cap? Something a little bit different, something kind of cool. This is a stainless cap, something a little bit different for our Hudson fans. Check this one out. The big cool Hudson diamond in it, the black and white paint still there. We can see some dings and dents around it. It is a stainless cap. It's got the symbols. I don't even know what all the Hudson symbols mean around the diamond on this one. I think this is like mid-50s era. It's about 10 inches in diameter, but it's a cool looking cap. It's something a little bit different. It's definitely one of those that the symbolism on it will definitely make your buddies ask, what the heck is it? Which is what's cool about it. Bert starting us off at 17, and let's get this thing on the timer and go. Mary at 20. There's the 1 minute mark. 1 minute left to go. Mary at 20. And there's the minute 30 mark. 30 seconds left to go. Mary at 20. Glad you're here, Bert. Kevin, 35. Coming out of the wire. Kevin at 35. Alex at 28. Michael at 21. Kevin's got that 35 hanging in there. Alex at 40. Zach 36, but Alex at 40, and that does it. There's the 2 minute mark. Alex at 40 is who I had. Zach was at about 2:02 with 42. That got bananas there at the end. It was crickets there till the end. But Alex at 40 is who we had at the 2:00 mark. Holy cow, that was kind of nutsos. All right. We'll keep rolling, catch a few more things yet tonight, see what you guys want to do. A couple weeks ago, we checked out a horn button, but it was kind of a plain one, so I told you guys I was going to get something to go with it. That's right, Glenn. Everybody had to hit the deck on that one. We looked at this one a couple weeks ago with the Plymouth ship in it, but this was just a stainless cap on a plastic or Bakelite button. Boy, Mary's really late. There's a 40 for Mary. She had another one on that last cap that came in super late. So I told you guys we'd throw something in with this Plymouth horn button. So how about we throw this Plymouth horn button in? Yes, the one we just looked at in caps and badges tonight. A pair of Plymouth horn buttons. What do you think of that, guys? I told you we'd get another cool Plymouth one to go with it. Pete at 40? I think Pete just done put everybody on notice on the pair of Plymouth horn buttons. So real quick, I'll give you the size. So much for that. This one's a little over 2. And then we just talked about this other one, and it is a little under 3. It's a little bit bigger. So let's get this thing on the timer. Here we go. Zach at 55 on the pair of Plymouth ship buttons. Both good looking pieces, just this one's not quite as fancy. I put the spring, hook that one on my finger. Maybe I can hold this one. Nope, can't hold that one like that. Coming up on the 1 minute mark. One minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Yeah, I can see that, Zach. And there's the minute 30 mark. Anybody going to outswing Zach on this one? Minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left to go. Zach at 55. That's right, big job. I bet you're all getting thirsty. Just about ready to wind it up. Looks like Zach may have knocked this one out of the park. And that shockingly does it. I don't think that surprised anybody. Zach at 55. Devin says overtime. We want to do a few more. I don't think we need to throw that Rambler promo in the mix. Make Pete feel bad. I think he sold it to me too cheap. Yeah. Dirty's like, I was coming in strong with a 50, and then Zach had to jump in there. But that's what's so fun about doing this stuff, guys. I got a couple more plates I want to do yet tonight. If that's okay with you guys. And maybe we ain't done a grease cap yet. I got a grease cap laying here. We'll get a couple more things in. This next plate, it's rough. It's not rusted out, but it's lost a lot of its color. It's not rotted away. It's not bent up too bad. But it does have a decent amount of color loss. Now, there's a reason the Tucker radio is actually right over there on another shelf. The reason this plate has some paint loss might be because it's 105 years old. Yes, going back to 1919 Ohio. This thing is cool. Look at the little Ohio symbol over here on the side. 1919, Pete's drooling.
Ohio did such cool things with that.
They did some cool stuff back in the day. So, like I said, it's got some paint loss, but it's all still legible and clear. The backside doesn't look bad. You know, coming out of Ohio, the Rust Belt, it's not all rotted out, missing half the edges. The stamping is still clear on it. It's still relatively flat considering it's 105 years old. That's right, Joe. Like I said, it's pretty. Alex at 50. Everybody's at 50. So it's a cool piece. Let's get this thing rolling. Yeah, it does. It is honest. Yeah, you might be able to put a little bit of oil on it. Might bring a little bit of life back to it. I don't know. I didn't try. But a 105-year-old 1919 Ohio plate. It's kind of an odd size. (14 5/8 by 4 5/8. 14 5/8, 4 5/8. So, yeah, I think everybody was at 50. I mean, it was like right out of the gate, 50, 50, 50. Alex was first, but I'm sure at least somebody's probably going to bid 51. Well, or Tony will just bid 70 and just take care of the entire issue. It's fairly, I mean, it's not super thick, but it's a fairly solid piece. Tony at 70. Just past the minute mark, just under a minute left. Alex, 73. A minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left to go. Just about ready to wind it up. Alex at 73. Few seconds left. Tony, 75. And that does it. Tony at 75. That's a great piece too. I told you we had some cool plates tonight. We got a couple more down here. We may try to squeeze one more of those in too. We'll see. How about, I got a grease cap laying here. Let's do this grease cap. Maybe one more plate, guys. What do you think of that? And I do have some magazine stuff to do tonight as well. So, how about a grease cap? We haven't squeezed any grease caps in tonight. This is an early one, not a real super fancy one. I think this is going back to the teens based on the size of it being pretty small. Nice and clear, not beat up too bad. Very crisp, clear font on this killer little Maxwell grease cap. Now, based on the size, more hubcaps. I got one more cap we can do. One more cap, one more plate after this, guys. Is that what we want? This is 2 3/8. It's only 2 3/8 across the back, so this is pretty small. Sounds great, Zach. Glad you were here. Too many Hudson badges to keep up. There you go. The font is all nice and crisp and clear on this. Based on the size, it is small. So I think this is a teens era Maxwell cap that still looks really good for its age. The hex part isn't even too beat up. Pretty well preserved. And let's go ahead and roll with the Maxwell cap. Then maybe one more plate, one more license plate, one more cap, guys, after this. And let's go on the Maxwell. Alex at 20. It's about a 1920, Alex says. So, okay. So right at that 1920 era. One more cap and plate. That's what we'll do. That's what everybody seems to be happy with. Lots of fireworks, hearts, 100%. Good. I'm glad everybody's happy. Alex at 20. One minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Then Pete would pick all the stuff he wants to bid on.
That is true.
That's why I've been doing it randomly, so he doesn't have an unfair advantage to over anybody.
Like this.
Yeah. He's plucking stuff out of everywhere. That was yours, by the way.
I know. That's why I said it.
A minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left to go. Alex at 20. Coming out of the wire with a few seconds left. Alex going to walk out of here with this one. And that'll do it. We'll mark that one to Alex as well. Pete's sitting on the other side of the desk, so the auction is fair. It wouldn't be fair if he could see the timer and see what I'm seeing. He'll be back over here in a second for the magazine.
He said witless protection.
Yeah, I saw that.
That sucks.
Okay, let's catch a cap, then we're going to catch a plate, then we're going to catch a magazine, but we're going to catch a Hudson badge and an Auburn badge first. And on to the plate. Going back to the 30s. This one does have a little bit of damage, but it's super cool. We've done one or two similar to this, but this one has a little bit more damage compared to some of the others. The other ones broke the bank, by the way. On this mid-30s era Dodge cap. Now, this got scuffed up here across the top and, wore all the chrome off of it. The Dodge part looks great. The Dodge part is actually pretty clean and not really too beat up. Nice shine on the rest of the cap. This outside perimeter edge is all stamped into it. This is a chrome cap on a steel base on this cap. Like I said, I think this is 36.7 roughly era, and it is about 8.5. You see Pete in the reflection? I see his head right there. See his hat? So, nice looking Dodge cap. Let's get rolling on this one. Then we're going to catch a plate, and then we're going to be on to the magazine. So, here we go. Live on the Dodge cap. Kenny's got one, said it's a great piece. It is. No bids yet. John, 25. Dirty, 25. Austin, 15. There were a lot of bids that were apparently just hung up. They all came in at the same time. John at 25 is who I had first. Which probably, yeah. Mary at 35. I didn't figure that tie was going to last anyway, so. Mary at 35. Pete Winter so far the best co-host. I think everybody else's co-host would probably argue with that. So,
Yeah.
Glad you were able to stop by for a while tonight, Michael. 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Mary at 35. A minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left. Mary at 35, and everything got quiet. Means Mary might be walking out of here for this one, or there may be bullets flying here in a few seconds. Good looking piece. Coming out of the end, Mary at 35. Kevin, 47. Few seconds left. Kevin at 47. And that did it. Kevin at 47.
That is my favorite Dodge.
That's a good cap. Mary at 50, and it was a little too late. Kevin snuck that in just at the right time. Use this 10%. Okay. Well, I'll mark that off of there, Kevin, so I know when I get your check to make sure we balance that out. Thanks for mentioning that. So that way I'm not sitting here racking my brain just trying to figure out why this doesn't jive. So got it noted on the pad right next to it. One more plate, and then we're going to move on to the magazine. Oh, I got him. What do you think of that?
What'd you get? The fly? Nice. He must be getting tired. Flying around.
Yep, there he is. He's gone now. Caught him in midair. All right, one more plate, and this thing is killer as well. Going back to wartime. And this thing is super neat. I don't really know what the deal was with this. I don't know why they made them this way. This was a New York plate that was 42 that was restamped. Okay, just make a note on there, Tony, on what you want to use it on then so I know. This was a 42 New York plate restamped to a 44. See the 2, see the 4, wartime era restamped. It has paint loss on one edge. Chad Miyagi, that's right. This is kind of a big plate. 13 3/8. By 6 1/4. I never cleared selling that. So I guess Addie's going to be bidding now too. So hold on, we got ads. So I guess you guys got to outbid Addie now. So no, we never did talk about this, but I already showed it to him. So now what am I supposed to do? There's the paint loss on that end. So now what do we got to do? I already showed it to everybody. So this can result in a lawsuit. So be careful.
Judge Judy, here you come.
Yep. Devin at 25, Tony at 30. Well, I guess it does. We can run it, but Addie's going to outbid everybody. So I don't know what we're supposed to do now. Yeah, it is. So Addie's going to throw her bid in out there because she's going to use my money, so it really doesn't matter.
It's a big job. Could be the most expensive plate ever.
Yeah, because Addie's going to bid $1,000 here in a minute. So, what is the record? I don't know. We've had stuff that got into the hundreds. Some of the better toys. We've sold some $150 toys and things like that. That's usually the bigger toys are usually some of the better stuff. But we've had some of the early plates do around 100, a little better. So there's a few bids coming in, but Addie's going to wait. Addie's going to, $1 million for Addie. So anybody want to bid $1.1 million? Do I hear $1.1 million? Yep, some of those Zephyr caps have done really well too. So do I hear $1.1 million before we run out of time? Addie can keep the plates and cookies. Everybody's voting for Addie to keep it. All right, if Addie's going to keep this, we got to do something else cool.
Okay.
Do what?
Oil can.
Pete says do an oil can instead. We've got some cool cans here, so. All right, let's get. Like I told you guys, I got some. I don't have a ton, but I've got some killer cans that I got at Springfield. Some good stuff. Good metal cans. So we'll squeeze one of those in instead, since I didn't clear the plate sale.
You have cleared that, correct? The oil can, or does she even know about it?
Yeah, she knows about these. So she was there last week. So we got some killer cans you guys are going to see on Toy Tuesdays that we're going to be keeping for sure.
Addie, have you rode a wheelie on that bike yet?
She hasn't ridden it much. Just rode around the swap meet a little bit.
I
So
told her I was going to ride a wheelie on it. She was like, "Not till you buy it."
all right, we'll do a can. This is a super killer can. Early metal, good graphics. From the Continental Oil Company, Ponca City, Oklahoma. Yeah, I don't think the crit radiator is going anywhere. Yeah, did you see the crit grease cap we got, Sebastian? Yeah, she was at the swap meet last weekend, so we've got some killer cans that we are keeping for sure. So that's a definite. But this one we are going to sell. Conoco Super Motor Oil Metal Quart. Pete just perked up. We still see the seam over here. This was, well, I don't know where it was punched. It's empty. I don't know if somebody relidded this or what. It does say Continental Oil Company on the top. Oh, Pete ain't messing around. And it also says, you see the bottom of this? Continental Oil Company on the bottom.
Yep.
It is, the color is a little better on this side as opposed to this side. This side has a little bit of fading. It is a standard size quart. It is all metal. Oil plates your engine. Never thought of it that way, but so cool can. Let's get it on the timer if we need to be on there. Pete ain't messing around on this one. But like I told you guys, I've got not a ton because these are getting so hard to buy. But I got about a half a dozen pretty decent metal quarts in Springfield at the swap meet that we're going to be working in. So we are on the timer. Or are you guys going to let Pete buy one since he's here? He's got beat on everything else so far, so. It's got some fine print over here. I don't know if it says anything important.
This is a reproduction.
Yeah. Yeah. Pete wants me to tell you all it's a reproduction. But it does say Continental Oil Company down here on the side. 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. I just think Pete wants to make sure he gets something, so he started out hard on this one.
I love oil cans.
Yeah. Minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left to go.
I think I have one too.
It's a problem. Getting ready to wind this one up. Everybody's already selling it to Pete. We got to let it run out. So, Snake Eyes from the UK here. Austin at 55. Austin at 55. We're about out of time. Few seconds left. You better hurry. Pete 56. Austin 60. And that doesn't beat
Austin! Ah! When's the next gathering?
Austin's not going to know about it, or what?
No, he's going to know about it.
Holy cow. Everybody was in there swinging. Big job, Austin and Pete, but Austin 60 got it done. You about killed Pete, but you got it done.
Not going to be able to sleep.
All right. Well, that was interesting and fun. Okay. We better save some of this stuff for next week. Let me regroup here. Oh. Okay. All right, let's get regrouped here and let's catch some magazine tonight. We'll get Pete to squeeze on back around over here. And we're actually going to get into a little bit different magazine tonight. We've been spending so much time with those automobile trade journals, which are awesome. Don't get me wrong. I love them. But I want to kind of mix it up a bit. So Pete's back.
Austin.
He survived barely. I thought when Austin nailed him with that 60, I thought he was going to fall out of the chair. We're going to have to go over there and resuscitate him or something. I don't know. Or have great Kitty go put her claws into him and wake him up. But like I said, we've been having a blast with these automobile trade journals. I believe you've purchased some of your own copies. Glenn has purchased some of his own copies and donated a few to us. Absolutely amazing time capsules of history. And we've been having a ball with them. But I wanted to do something a little bit different. We've been spending so many weeks on that. So I wanted to shake things up a bit and go back up into the 70s, going to January of 1975 with a little bit of hot rod. Some of the early rear engine diggers on the cover of this thing. Lots of cool stuff in here. So we're going to mix it up a bit and get up into the 70s for a little bit different perspective on some things for a little while. A few articles and, of course, some cool ads that we want to check out. So let's go ahead and get started. January of 1975, cover price of $1. So please remember, we're going back in time. Let's take our brains, time travel back to 1975 to put this into perspective, and let's see what was going on.
That's a good idea, Big Job. Send me your address, Austin McCoy.
All right, starting off with an article of tidbits called Rodding at Random. There are several pages of these. These are little snippets of what's going on in the industry. So we're going to catch a few of these out of the Rodding at Random section in Hot Rod. Now, please remember, back then, Hot Rod did still cover some new car stuff as well, what was going on in the industry. So that's kind of what we're going to focus on as we look back in time to January of 1975. So basically, this would have come out at the end of December. So basically, this is information probably from November of 1974. Right after I was born, actually. So the airbag flap goes on. Yes, airbags in 1974. Even now that seatbelt interlock systems have been legislated out by Congress and the president, the Motor Vehicle Manufacturers Association has disagreed strongly with NHTSA. Shockingly, the automobile manufacturers are disagreeing with NHTSA. That isn't exactly new, obviously. With NHTSA's data, cost figures, definition of passive restraint, and many other points. At this point, we might suggest that NHTSA look into drag racing crash survivals with lap and shoulder belts that have occurred at speeds 4 times the national speed limit, where several drivers have walked away unharmed. Sounds great, David. Glad you were here tonight. Chrysler Corporation recently announced that it will be using recycled upholstery scraps, shredded and treated with resins to line the trunks of some of its 1975 model cars. Chrysler and Troy Miles of Troy, New Hampshire, are expecting to process up to 10,000 pounds of scraps a day into new trunk mats. So it seems to make sense. AMC, still a new car company, advises of some running changes in their powertrains for 1975. Hornet hatchbacks will come through with floor-mounted shifters for their standard 3-speed transmissions, with a second floor-mounted control available for the optional overdrive system. Hornet models other than the hatchback will still have a 3 on the tree. So that kind of puts things into perspective going back 50 years. We're still talking about 3 on the tree and 3 on the floor and how they were going to come equipped. How many people do you think could drive a 3 on the tree today if they went down to the car lot?
I've never driven a 3 on the tree.
You haven't?
Don't have a clue how to. You got one I can try?
Addie's 55's 3 on the tree.
Oh yeah. Thanks, Addie. I really haven't. I've never driven that 3 on the tree.
Yeah, her 55 Bel Air's 3 on the tree. Something else that really kind of puts this back into the time frame of what we're talking about. If someone else doesn't beat them to the punch, maybe Chrysler Corporation will become the first company to offer production electronic fuel injection systems for ordinary passenger cars in the home market. So say the Motor City rumor mongers, adding, they actually did put rumor monger in there right there. It actually says rumor monger. Adding a 1976 model year date, the Holley people have been working with prototype injection systems for some time, and perhaps Chrysler is the customer for the perfected Holley system. So there are people on there know how to drive 3 on the tree.
Probably a lot older than me. You know, I'm just like 39. So.
Yeah. Let's catch a few more quick articles in here.
Addie said if I can get it running, I can drive it.
Speaking of 55 Chevys, and we've got to remember this, we got to put ourselves back in 1974, at the end of 1974. One for the looks. Jerry Altman's candy-coated Sweetheart may feature a radical engine setback and a competition-bred interior, but from a visual standpoint, his 55 Chevy's multi-coat paint job is one for the look.
That is sweet.
So, old 70s era street machine, 55 Chevy two-door post. Now, what really, at first, I mean, we're used to seeing 55 Chevys in magazines, one of the most popular cars ever produced. But this is at the end of 1974. This is essentially a 19-year-old used car. So this would be like taking an 05 Malibu today and building a custom car out of it.
Little harder.
Yeah, so I mean, you kind of, and that's what's weird about putting this all into perspective and why we do this. It's exactly why we do it.
That is a cool car, though.
You know, that is essentially doing that to like an 05 today. So I thought that was well worth mentioning. One more article that we want to catch, once again, putting it into the time frame of and the perspective of the end of 1974. Now, in today's world, turbos are everywhere. They put them on 4-cylinder pickups. They put them on everything. We look at these drag and drive cars, which are just over the top insane with what they do with turbos and the amount of power they produce on these cars. And you know, these drag and drive cars running in the 6s at over 200 miles an hour with these turbo setups. In today's world, a hairdryer is extremely commonplace in about any form of motorsports you go to, and even on half the stuff that's on the new car lot anymore. Well, back in 1974, that was pretty new technology. And this was even wilder to have a dragster with 4 turbos on it. 4 to go. A quad turbo rear engine dragster in 1974.
Good move, Austin.
So I thought this was definitely worth mentioning. If we get up here, we can get a little better shot of the car. You can literally see the 2 turbo sets on each side, sticking out both sides of the dragster. So that technology, that was completely out of the box thinking. Okay, sounds good, Dirty. I'll print all that after we get off tonight. Actually, I'm going to screenshot that. And then I'll print that stuff after we get done. And then I'll make sure I get that right, Dirty. So a quad turbo dragster. Now today there's some twin turbo stuff, or a lot of the really fast cars just have one massive turbo. But quad turbos on a dragster, not something you see ever. What engine is it?
What does it say?
Looks like a big block to
Yeah.
me. Let me skim it here real quick. I didn't look last night when I was getting this ready. I was kind of so taken aback by the system that I actually didn't look. Yep. It is a semi-stock 454 fitted with 4 matched Ray J F-Flow turbos. So there it is, the quad turbo big block Chevy rear engine dragster in 1974. So, well, hello, Gray Kitty. Gray Kitty, come here, Gray Kitty.
Like, I don't know about the hat.
She don't want no part of me.
Let's check out some ads in this thing, and then we're going to get ready to wind things down for the night. She coming back over?
Nope.
Gray Kitty. Gray Kitty. She found a corner of an auction box to scratch on. Gray Kitty. Gray Kitty.
She likes that auction box better than me.
That nice sharp corners must feel pretty good. Let's catch a few ads in this January 1975 issue of Hot Rod. Now, we're all familiar with Speedway Motors in Lincoln, Nebraska. Massive aftermarket parts distributor, huge museum, become a staple in our hobby. Well, back in 1974, things weren't quite as fancy. Check out their ad from the January 75 issue of Hot Rod. Not too exotic. We're used to their big purple and yellow banners. Pretty much old basic type ad. What were they featuring? Hot rod stuff, 34 Roadster body, chrome wire wheels, chrome rear diff covers, headlight brackets for hot rods. So this was all pretty much street rod type stuff. So let's see. Fiberglass front ends. Chevrolet fiberglass front ends, 55, 56, 57, $199.95, plus $10 crating. 34 Roadster body, basic body, $395.95. 32 Roadster body, $349.95. And the iconic craze of 70s hot rodding, the T-Bucket. Fiberglass T-Bucket bodies, without pickup box, $89.95. With pickup box, $98.95.
I'll take 12.
You know, you can't even pay the shipping on this stuff for what it's selling for, you know, in here. So, but the crazy part about it, this is what's really weird. We don't know what he's buying yet. It depends on what he thinks he can get out of here with. It depends on how much of tonight his wife watched.
Yeah. Yeah, and it depends on if I want to sleep in the bed or in the shop tomorrow night.
But here's what's weird. The fiberglass T-Bucket is $89.95. But if you want a brass bulb horn, the horn is $24.95. You can buy the whole T-Bucket for $89.95 the body, but the horn's going to cost you another $25. Must have been real brass.
Yeah.
This next ad was pretty cool as well.
Ooh, dirty. That cuts, man. Not buying an oil can or a hubcap. Man,
Ooh, that was brutal.
woo, you got a thick skin around here.
Actually, see, you can tell your wife you didn't buy anything on the auctions, so then you had to buy. You were able to buy some other stuff.
That's right. I saved money.
I didn't buy an oil can or hubcap, so I bought another car.
Thanks, Dirty. Thanks to all you who stole my purchases.
This next ad, I'm all excited about. I was really, when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is awesome. Revell. I mean, who didn't build Revell models? Besides, like, everybody on here, right? Enter Revell sweepstakes. Win one of 1,084 sensational prizes. Enter often. Each time your chances of winning get better. You can win the ultimate Yamahauler by Toyota. A Toyota pickup with a Yamaha Endura motorcycle. Or one of 8 Yamaha mini trial bikes. Or one of 75 Triumph Head Hugger FM radios. Check this out. The Revell sweepstakes for 1975, guys.
Look at the tires on the back of that Toyota. That's awesome.
We'll have to haul that dirt bike around.
Yeah.
Check out those headphones right there. What do you think of those? Head Hugger FM. Oh, yeah.
You just had to, you couldn't go more than 5 feet away from your stereo unit though, because they didn't have batteries back then. What year was this?
Well, look, maybe this was the radio. It's got a knob on it.
Well, yeah, but here's a
Cord. Yeah,
to
maybe.
plug in.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. No, it's a portable. The Head Hugger goes on and the show begins. It's a portable FM headset, totally self-contained. Entertains anywhere, anytime.
Oh,
Man, was that not styling in 1975? Head Hugger FM headphones.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
nice.
That's what's so great about doing these. This is why I love looking at these old magazines.
Dirty. Headphone cord would pull you down. Ask me how I know.
Couple more ads, guys, and then we're going to get moving on and ready to wrap this thing up. Oh, look what Pete snuck in there.
Late night.
Now, this next ad has got to be good because the king says it is. Richard Petty says if you really want to learn how to repair cars, check out the NRI Home Training Kit. Now, what's so cool about this, obviously, we see the king here, Richard Petty. Order your self-training kit, get the books, get the equipment, teach yourself how to work on cars. Now, today, we got to go online and fill something out. Here, you get your little tear card you could fill out and send in. Thought that was kind of cool. Still see it for some subscription stuff, but these companies don't put these tear cards anymore to send off for more information.
No. But when I was a kid, I remember when they'd have a picture like this in these old hot rod magazines, and down at the bottom it would say send $2 off for your own poster.
Yep.
I had all sorts of those posters.
Permatex. We still use Permatex today. Go where the pros go. Only check out the 70s ad with the wrenches and the font on all this funky stuff up here for Permatex. Obviously, Permatex not the most exciting product in the world. It's a good product, but that's how they dolled the ad up, was all this 70s era font and curvy wrenches and all the funkiness to catch your attention, which it worked, because here we are 50 years later and it caught our attention. So hey, look, just go with what Big Job says.
Yeah, she's tougher than me. I told you, she's from South Arkansas. Different breed of woman down there.
So, what are you from, North Arkansas?
Mm-hmm.
Is that where the Wimps are from? Or?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe the smarter guys.
Oh, okay. That's how.
Yeah.
That's what you're going to go with.
Yeah.
Couple more ads, real quick. And what we've got, this thing I thought was really funky. Now remember, we're in January of 75. T-tops were a pretty new thing, and Corvette tops were all painted. But you could order glass T-tops for your Corvette to replace them with. Now, obviously, GM did come out with these, but back in the early 70s, they were all painted tops. Aftermarket accessories. I thought that was kind of different because there again, we're familiar with glass tops on cars everywhere today. But back then, they were just a painted top once you didn't have anything until you removed them. So, Saratoga tops, they're different and only $188 a set. That's a lot of money back then.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess if you had a new Corvette, you could swing $188 for glass tops. One more thing I want to catch real quick before we wrap up this issue of Hot Rod from January of 75. And this is just another sign of the times type thing. There again, today when we need news and we want news, we get on the internet and we type in whatever we're curious about, and page after page after page of it typically pops up. Well, that's not how things were back in the 70s. But something that was really big in that time period was the space race. Obviously, it was huge in the 60s. You got to remember, man had just stepped on the moon 5 years prior to this. So if you wanted more information about space on this publisher special for only $13.95 off the regular price of $14.75, you can follow step-by-step man's conquest of space, bring the most exciting adventure of all time into your home. Yes, you can order the entire set of Man in Space, a 5-volume space chronology. So there again, we're so used to the internet. We're spoiled with the internet. We can find out anything that's going on about anything at about any time. I saw something about there's some astronauts stuck in space right now. If we wanted to learn what was going on with that, we could punch it up and there would be page after page of it. Back then, for the introductory special price of only $13.95, you could order the entire set of Man in Space, a 5-volume space chronicle, to figure out and learn about what was going on. So there again, just putting ourselves back into this time frame, into the beginning of 1975, and it's so fun to go back and compare and contrast how different things really are at this point. But it's still interesting and fun to do it, and that's why we do it, and I hope you guys continue to enjoy it. So that pretty much wraps up what I've got for the magazine tonight. I don't got any comments that we need to catch here. Yeah, that, or you can put it on the No Buddies page, 1949. You can put it over there too on the No Buddies Facebook page, this one right here, if you're not on that. So, anyway, put a guest room in. So, all right. Well, a few good comments about the magazine. Glad you guys enjoyed it. I love the auto trade journals. There's so much cool stuff in them. Just wanted to mix it up a little bit. And so we don't just get stuck so much into so much of that stuff. So we've got some different variety for everybody and keep studying some different time periods. We've always tried to do that. We've gone literally from 1913 up into the early 90s, and we always learn something every time. And that's the entire purpose of doing it. So anyway, that's getting us close to wrapping up. What's coming up next week on videos? I'll tell you what's coming up next week on videos. I forgot to mention this earlier. When Greg was on, I hope he's still on. I forgot to mention it. He popped on and we got on going on some. Greg come out last week to pick up some parts for his 62 Tempest wagon. But he drove his 62 Tempest wagon here to pick up the parts. He's got what is believed to be the highest option 62 Tempest wagon known to man. Now, obviously, the Tempest was a small car. It was an economy car. It was a price fighter car. They were not typically heavily loaded with options. However, this killer little wagon that Greg has was. So we did a video on that. We'll probably get that up tomorrow night. I've got a few shorts and one more Jim Wicks video coming up on some Fairlanes that he's got in stock. I need to get a ton of videos shot. I've got 15 or 20 vehicles in the yard that we haven't shot yet that have come in over the last couple months. So I've got to get on some of that. I did get some cars moved around this morning, so I've got some of that stuff. I'm getting it lined up and ready to shoot. So we have a ton of new inventory coming up. I've still got videos in the can from last time I was at my buddy's yard. So we've got a lot of cool stuff coming up. But I definitely want to get the video up on Greg's little Tempest wagon because that was so cool to check that thing out. I know you guys are going to dig that. And we'll keep working through some of this stuff. So with that, that pretty much wraps up what I've got. Pete, you got anything else to add?
Nope. It's been fun. Thanks for having me. Thanks for kicking my butt all over the place tonight, fellas. I came up here to save Chad some shipping, and you guys didn't let me do it.
Well, I appreciate it, and big job, more Johnny Carson comments. I've seen several of those throughout the night, and, you know, guys, I do try to do a good job. It's amazing that you think that what we do here is good enough to be compared to somebody legendary like that actually was good at this. But, you know, I do try. We have a lot of fun on here, and I really appreciate you guys being on here and making this what it is. It's a great group of guys. We get along great, and you know, there's a lot of respect for each other on here. And nobody gets hard feelings on something over the auctions, and it's awesome the way that everybody can get along. So, Pete, I appreciate you coming up early and hanging out with us tonight. You know, and Pete does a lot of good for us. And there's a lot of you that do, but Pete does a ton of work to help us out. You know, we've got him on as a monitor on the show. You know, he was a tremendous help in getting the gathering put together, and he's agreed to do that again this year. And his wife made us the killer little magnets that we got. So, I mean, Pete, a huge help to what we do here. A lot of this stuff wouldn't get done without the help of guys like Pete. And just like having the shop cleaned up for the gathering, that would not have happened if Rico and Jess had not been here early that day. This doesn't happen without help from a lot of people. So, thanks to Pete and everybody else that helps out, and all you guys for your support and being here and making this happen. But that's the only reason these things come together is because of the help of some of these people. So, Pete, thanks. Appreciate you being here. I'm glad it worked out. Had a lot of fun. Yeah, kind of crazy to think this is episode number 226 for as bonkers as that is. But we're still here. We're still doing it, and we're still having a lot of fun. I'm getting dry. I've been talking a lot.
You have. You hadn't been drinking much either.
We will do some more on Tuesday live, Tuesday night. I don't know what we're going to do, but I got junk laying everywhere we haven't seen yet. So I'm sure we can find a lot of stuff to do it. And like I said, I'm going to do that Tempest video, I think, tomorrow night. In fact, I'm going to show you guys a sneak shot of Greg's car.
Oh, you've already got the video shot.
Yeah, he was here to pick up some parts. So it was kind of cool because he parked his Tempest wagon next to the parts cars, and we did the video right out there.
That's awesome.
So it was pretty cool to do the video right there. And then we were able to compare and contrast some of the stuff on the parts cars versus some of the options on his car. So it's about a 10-minute video. It was pretty fun. So I think you guys are going to really dig that. So I definitely want to get that one up probably tomorrow night. And then probably get that Jim Wicks Fairlane video up. And I'm hoping I got to get some of this new inventory shot. stuff's coming in faster than I can get videos done on it. So we're definitely going to be bringing you some of that as well. With that, I think we'll wrap this one up tonight. I appreciate you guys being here. We'll see some of you guys Tuesday night at 7 o'clock for some Toy Tuesday, and we sure hope to see you all right back here 7:30 next Sunday night for some more Sunday night live chat. So, those Tempests were transaxle on those on that 61, 62, and 63. So that's exactly what it was. So pretty cool. And that car's original paint, patina paint, but everything underneath it is new. It's got some scuffs, scratches, dents in it, and you open the hood and you can eat off anywhere under the hood. So it's pretty neat the way he did it, and it's a cool little car. So that being said, I guess we're done.
Looks like it.
You got anything else to add?
Nope. Enjoyed it.
Well, thanks for being here, Pete. Thanks for everything you do to help make this thing tick. And definitely going to be relying on you to help get the next gathering of the Nobodies together. And we'll see what kind of feedback we get on the Nobodies page about when and how to do it and what we need to tweak. But looks like that's what we're working towards to do it again.
Sounds great.
So, all right, guys. Thanks for being here tonight. Thanks for the support. Thanks for making this what it is. I'm going to go eat some peanut butter cookies. What do you think of that?
Austin wants me to sign the can.
Yeah, he's got like a lot of salt, doesn't
Yeah,
he?
I'm like holding my hand down.
He's got like the big can of Morton salt with like the spout open, and he's just pouring it into
Yeah.
the wound.
I'm going to sign it. I'm going to color it solid black.
That's great, guys. I really appreciate it. All the fun we have on here, and it's all because of you. So save one cookie for Kevin. All right, we'll see some of you Tuesday. We sure hope to see all of you back here at 7:30 next Sunday night for more Sunday Night Live Chat. Have a great week, everybody, and thanks for watching.